Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back to the Divine's Finest podcast. And this is going to be episode 16. It wasn't a soul tie, it was a wound bond. Here's the difference. Now, just a couple days ago, I actually did an episode that might be just a little bit similar. That's actually episode 13, which is called That Wasn't Love. It was a trauma response I was addicted to. So maybe you might resonate with that episode as well. So make sure you check that out. However, don't forget to like and subscribe. It definitely helps my channel out. And also be sure to check out my free 7 days secure self-era journal, you guys. Is absolutely free. Okay. And also make sure to check out my Decentering Men Detox Journal as well. Those journals are definitely going to help you out with whatever your situation is in your love life. Okay. So with that being said, I am actually so happy you guys are here today because we're about to have a powerful, healing, and maybe even slightly uncomfortable conversation, okay? But it needs to be said. A lot of my episodes are like that anyway. There's a lot of things that need to be talked about. But it's one that can completely transform the way you understand your relationships and your healing journey, okay? So, if you've ever felt stuck on somebody, convinced you were fated, you were destined, that's another word for it, you were destined to be together, or that this connection was too strong to walk away from, this is definitely going to be for you. And this message is definitely going to be for me too, because I used to resonate heavily with this stuff, you guys, especially when I used to be a part of the twin flame world per se, especially back in like 2018, 2019, 2020, and 2021. I was involved with that stuff for a long time, you guys. Not anymore, but of course, even if you're not familiar with that stuff, I'm sure these terms and terminology, this spiritual stuff is probably going to resonate with you. But let's start here, okay? We've all heard of the term soul tie, right? That intense connection feels magnetic, unbreakable, and almost spiritual. You feel like you've known them you've known them forever. Okay. Oh my gosh, this is bringing me back. And you just can't stop thinking about them, right? You feel drawn to them no matter how much they hurt you or disappear. Okay. But here's the hard truth. Not every intense connection is a soul tie. Many times what we think is a soul tie is actually a wound bond. Okay? So you may ask yourself, what the heck is a wound bond, right? A wound bond is a connection rooted in your deepest wounds. Your childhood wounds, your unhealed traumas, your unmet emotional needs. It feels intense because it's familiar. It feels magnetic because your nervous system is addicted to chaos, inconsistency, or emotional highs and lows. It feels spiritual because the pain mirrors old patterns you experienced as love. So, for example, maybe you grew up in a home where love was unpredictable. Maybe a parent was emotionally unavailable or hot and cold. And so your nervous system learns that love is unstable. So when you meet someone who gives you breadcrumbs, who is inconsistent, who triggers your anxiety, you may feel, quote unquote, chemistry, right? You think it's fate. You think it's a soul tie, but really it's your inner child recognizing a familiar pattern. A true soul tie, if we even want to use that language, feels expansive. It feels safe. You feel safe, you feel seen, heard, and supported. There is no constant guessing, no anxiety loops, and no push and pull roller coaster. Soul connections feel like coming home to yourself, not abandoning yourself to hold on to them. So why do we confuse the two? Because we often romanticize pain. We sure do, don't we? We really do. Because I know I've done it a lot. We think the more we suffer, the deeper the love. We think, if it hurts this much, it must be real. But healthy love doesn't require you to betray yourself. It doesn't demand you to wait in confusion. It doesn't feed off of your unhealed wounds. I want you to ask yourself this, you guys, or these things. Does this connection feel safe in my body? Do I feel calm and secure, or anxious and addicted? Do I feel free to be myself, or do I walk on eggshells? Because if it's a wound bond, your body will feel tense, contracted, hypervigilant. Your mind will be constantly analyzing. You'll feel like you're always chasing instead of receiving. Sound familiar? But here's the most powerful part. When you start healing your wounds, when you actually meet your own needs, when you create safety within yourself, those old bonds lose their power. And this is why I literally, you guys, as much stuff as I've have tried. I've taken a numerous amount of courses. I've taken classes, you name it, to try to, heal and get help with my situation I was going through with Taz. As you guys, I know I've talked about him in a few of my podcasts because he was the main person that I had a real big struggle with getting over completely, right? And things like that. But I'm telling you, detachment and healing your anxious attachment style is key. Okay? It's definitely going to help you, literally get past these wounds and that person that you're going through right now, especially if you're really trying. If you're out there and you're lost and you're just I don't know what to do anymore, I'm tired, I'm telling you, please go and look up and find out what your attachment style is and start detaching from this person. Not just physically, but energetically, okay? But anyway, so here's what else happens, right? When you start healing your wounds is you stop craving people who mirror your pain, aka you stop being attracted to people who only give you crumbs, which is what started happening to me. And I was just like, oh my God. I didn't even think that was ever going to happen, you guys. When you just no longer are attracted to people who just give you less than what you deserve, it's just kind of you're just literally going to be oh my God, I don't even think I like that anymore. You'll start having thoughts like that. But also, you'll stop calling chaos chemistry, and you start choosing peace over passion disguised as anxiety. Okay? But those are some things of that happen when you start healing your wounds. Okay? And listen, I know it's hard to let go of that story. I know how easy it is to say, but we're twin flames. Right? Oh God. I used to always say that to myself, you guys, about me and Taz. I was just I literally thought that dude was my person. The way that I felt about him, as obsessed as I was when it came to thinking about him all the time, overanalyzing text messages and conversations and long conversations we used to have in the middle of the night. And even though I never really got to see him like that, it would be months in between when we talk and all this stuff, right? But anyway, so I didn't even get to finish the sentence of what I'm saying, but you guys get the picture, right? So it's easy to say, but we're twin flames. We have a soul contract, but we just need more time to get into union. Sound familiar? Just saying. Okay. But what if you didn't need to keep yourself in pain to prove that it was love? What if your greatest soul connection is the one you build with yourself first? Okay. Oh, man, I wish I had more to say, you guys. I mean, there probably is a whole lot more I could say, but I just, these messages I have for you guys are just so unforgettable. But before we close, I want to leave you with a little affirmation to anchor in, which is, I choose connections that feel safe, clear, and nourishing. I release any bonds rooted in my wounds. I deserve love that supports my healing, not love that reopens my scars. Ooh, that's an amazing affirmation, isn't it? So with that being said, thank you guys so much for spending this time with me today. If this episode resonated, please share it with somebody who might be stuck in a wound bond right now. Okay? Let's help each other heal and choose love that feels like a safe, steady home. And if you feel called to leave a comment, it definitely helps us reach more beautiful souls on this journey. And until next time, remember, you don't have to prove your worth to be loved. You don't have to hold on to your pain to call it a soul tie. You are worthy of safe, healthy, real love. And I'm sending you all my love, and I'll talk to you guys in the next episode.